When you have an outline, well, what we use in COM 1545 is called an extemporaneous outline. With this outline, you have an intro, a body, and a conclusion. You will label those three words on your outline. For example, you have the word intro. For the intro, you have 4 Roman numerals. The first one is your attention getter, something surprising and exciting to bring the audience in. The second is your specific purpose. What is your speech about? Your third is your credibility statement. Why are you credible to talk about this? And fourth is your previous sentence. So for example, I might say, oh my goodness, it's an epidemic. It's the coronavirus epidemic. That's my attention getter. Today, I will give you some information about the coronavirus. That's my specific purpose. That's what my speech is about. I am credible to talk about this because we are currently going through this situation right now in the United States, and I've done a lot of research and reading about this subject. That's why I'm credible. So today I'm going to talk about what is the coronavirus, how it's impacting the United States, and what people can do to remain safe. Those are the previews of my 3 main topics. I will then transition into the body. So I'll say first, which is a transitional word, let's talk about what is the coronavirus. So now we're going into the body. As I said before, the intro is the attention getter, specific purpose, and your credibility and preview. They are all full sentences. You only are permitted to write a full sentence if it's next to a Roman numeral. So if it's a main point, you can have a complete sentence. The only other time you can have a complete sentence is when you have a direct quote. According to John Smith, he said, in quotation marks, that can be a complete sentence. Otherwise, everything else on your outline should be one word or brief phrase, which means no more than 5 or 6 words together. There should be no verbs in that brief phrase. So as I noted, you may only use a complete sentence for Roman numerals level. Everything else must be a brief phrase or a word. For example, in our example, we have Roman numeral 1 is a complete sentence. It's a main point. The sport of women's gymnastics is comprised of 4 apparatus. And here are my subpoints. A, balance beam. B, bars. C, vault. 4, floor routine. Notice I don't say, we are going to talk about a balance beam. It's something that you walk on and it's very long and it's thin and narrow. That would be a complete sentence. You just use a word. Then you need transitions. Let me go back right quick before we go there. So how I have A for balance beam, you can have subpoints, such as number 1 written underneath. I might write how length, and then I'll talk. First, we'll talk about the balance beam. The length is, and I would say however long it was. It is made of, so I might have number 1, length, number 2, made of, number 3, thickness. And so I talk about whatever that subpoint is. So you can have subpoints and subpoints, but we'll get into that in a minute. So you need transitions within your speech. You need at least a transition from your intro to your body. You need a transition from your body to your conclusion. And then you need 3 more transitions throughout the body or throughout your speech somewhere. Transitions go in parentheses. You can look in the book under section 12.3 to find a definition of a transition. Some common transitions are next, first, moving on, secondly, thus, finally. You must cite your sources. You must say them verbally out loud, but they also must be written in your outline and those same sources written on your reference page. Sources go in parentheses on your outline next to the information that it's referring. When citing a source within the outline, just use the main address. For example, I will say NBA.com. I won't write at www.nba.com/12.8av.page.22345. You must have at least 5 sources that you utilize and have on your reference page and within your outline. 3 need to be from 2009 to present. The order of your outline. I am grading on how you set your outline up as well, because that matters. Our outline is in the following fashion: number, letter, number, letter, number, letter. The first level of numbers is the Roman numeral. Then you have capital letters. Then you have a number with a period. Then you have a lowercase letter with a period. Then a number with an open parentheses, and a lowercase letter with an open parentheses, and so on and so forth. So please take note of how you are leveling your information. You need at least 2 subpoints per point, 2 points per subpoint. So for every A, you need a B. For every 1, you need a 2. Okay? So for this example, we have Roman numeral 1. Underneath Roman numeral 1, we have an A. Now, if I just stop there, I would not have my 2 subpoints per subpoint. I need at least that B. You can have a C, D, E, F, G if you want, but at least you must have A and B. So you need at least 2 points per subpoint. Look at the next example. We have A and B. A and B are at least 2 subpoints. Then underneath B, we have 1, 2, at least 2 subpoints. Underneath 1 and 2, underneath number 2, you have A, B, C, at least 2 subpoints. If you have more, that's fine. You can have no subpoints or at least 2. So for A, there's no subpoints. But for B, we have 2, 1 and 2. For number 1, we have no subpoints. So for number 2, we have 3, A, B, and C. So there is a sample intro as well. A sample intro, you can see I have my attention getter. Flip, twist, turn, and jump are all elements of gymnastics. My specific purpose statement, what am I talking about? Today I will discuss the sport of gymnastics. Roman numeral 3, why am I credible? I am credible to talk about this because I have done gymnastics for 16 years. Also, this is relevant to the audience because of our USA Dream Team. And Roman numeral 4, what will I be talking about in my speech? Today I will discuss the history of gymnastics, the apparatus, and the USA Dream Team. Then my transition, to begin, and then I go into the body. You must have a transition into the conclusion, and you will have at least 2 Roman numerals within your conclusion. The first Roman numeral is a reiteration statement. This is a restatement of the main ideas that you spoke about in your speech. This is basically a restatement of your previous statement. So today we talked about boom, 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 and boom, whatever that is. You can't just use your previous statement because your previous statement you'll say, I will talk about, and your reiteration says, I spoke about. It's past tense. And then Roman numeral 2 is your final statement. It's an informative, if it's an informative speech, you don't tell the audience what to do, but now you all are working on persuasive, so you tell the audience exactly what to do. Also, within your persuasive outline, you must, in the margins or within your speech, label the 5 motivated sequence steps. Please refer to your text to know what the 5 motivated sequence steps are. So you must show where your intro is. You have to write that word intro. I know you'll have it labeled, but you also need to write that specific purpose statement somewhere, that title somewhere within your speech as well. Please look online at the sample outline for persuasive speeches and for informative speeches. If you are doing persuasive speeches, you want to look at the sample outlines for persuasive. Please make sure to email me if you have any questions or comments. Thank you.